Being able to train our teams on Shopify has been a game changer. With our previous commerce tool, it would take us 2 weeks to get our team trained. With Shopify, it takes about 1 to 2 days. It has been a huge time saver for our retail team, and that has really allowed us to connect with the customer deeper and stay competitive.
Paige has evolved from a premium denim pioneer into a global lifestyle brand. Sold in over 80 countries by more than 1,000 retailers, including their own flagship stores, Paige continues to grow. They're leading with technology and seamless shopping experiences powered by Shopify's unified commerce platform. Join us as we speak with Global Retail Operations Manager Sophie Kunin to explore how Paige is reshaping retail with Shopify. I definitely feel that there's a lot of cohesion between what we see online and what we see in store. What does that look like as far as the omni-channel customer journey is concerned?
The customer journey from start to finish has really improved. Being able to switch over to Shopify and being able to check out the customer really seamlessly has been great. It became really important for us to look at what was working on both sides, right? So looking at the retail stores and understanding what works about that experience. But denim is really hard sometimes. And so figuring out where you start in terms of rise and inseam and leg silhouette, the customer was really unsure about how to navigate that. And so we saw that our retail teams were really experts in doing that. And we were seeing that on the online side, we had opportunity to mirror the experience. We're making sure that like our fit guides online, although you don't have a person standing next to you, we could do a better job of navigating the customer through the fits in a way that felt organic for the online experience. That became a very big focal point for us as we move towards omnichannel.
What is the value of having both online and in-store customer experiences be unified?
Honestly, it's been incredible. Operationally, the biggest shift has been being able to centralize the customer information, both retail customers and online customers. So now if a customer purchased online and they call a retail store, it doesn't matter where they originally purchased, we're able to provide them with those answers. And being able to mirror the experience that we had in our retail stores with our online site has been really impactful. Some of those things we weren't able to do before, like Zoom functionality, product pages, putting different styles together with their washes and their inseams, and then being able to add video to our site has really allowed us to connect with the customer deeper and stay competitive.
You have more than 20 stores. Talk to us about training and onboarding staff onto Shopify POS.
Being able to train our teams on Shopify has been a game changer. With our previous commerce tool, it would take us about 2 weeks to get our team trained and up and running. And with Shopify, it takes about 1 to 2 days. It has been a huge time saver for our retail team. It's extremely user-friendly for our team, and it's really helped us improve our training processes.
Have you had any feedback from your team about Shopify POS?
Only positive feedback. Our teams are really excited about how user-friendly the tool is. Being able to train somebody as long as they've worked on an iPhone or an iPad before has been really impactful for us. I think one of the biggest things that they're really excited about is allowing us to expand on our shipping capabilities. Being able to utilize shipping from our stores and also to our stores has been really impactful. For example, during one of our busiest months, December, our retail locations were able to fulfill 17% of online orders. And so that really helped us with the customer experience because we wanted to make sure that we were able to get customers' orders as quickly as possible during the holidays. And so being able to ship customer orders from store locations closest to them that had the inventory was really, really amazing for our business.
You've done some exciting work customizing Shopify POS with admin UI extensions as well as SMS capture. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
That was what really drew us to Shopify, knowing that they had a really solid foundation of their offering, but also that we could kind of play with it and customize it to our business needs. And so some things that we're really excited about is creating a custom POS UI extension to be able to capture SMS subscriptions at point of sale. You know, our retail customers really used to that like one-on-one personal experience, and we know that customers are shifting more towards SMS communication, and so being able to capture that is going to be a big game changer for us.
I understand you were using another e-commerce platform prior to moving to Shopify. What drove you to switch?
With our previous commerce tool, there were a lot of limitations. I wouldn't say there was like one event, that caused us to just make the shift, but it was a lot of small limitations compounding on each other that started to get us to question if they were the right partner in terms of long-term growth. We found ourselves adding additional tools to our tech stack to try to make things work and to try to automate and simplify. And it just caused us to be doing more work on the back end. And it wasn't creating the seamless experience that we were looking for, both for the customer and for us on the back end. Our previous commerce tool for online and our POS system were not fully integrated. And so what that meant was that we didn't have a seamless customer experience from an order perspective. And also our team was working really hard to try to create the image of that experience. But there was a lot of things that they were having to do on the back end to be able to provide the customer with, honestly, some basic information. Our biggest challenge was that orders were not fully integrated. And so if a customer, for example, called the retail store asking for an update on the order, our retail team had no visibility to that online order. Our teams did the best to try to mitigate that and to provide a good customer experience. But what was really happening was that we were having to use back channels to communicate with our customer service team or their managers to try to get that information for the customer. And so we knew that we weren't ultimately staying competitive with what other brands were offering on their site, and we weren't mirroring the experience in our retail stores, and we knew that was a big opportunity for us. What we really appreciated is that Shopify provided us with a lot of resources and a lot of support throughout the process. One thing we were really grateful for is they provided us with platform access well in advance to the transition. I believe it was about a year in advance, and that was very cost favorable for us as we were managing both sides, but it also allowed us to pace out the work. And we really recommend that anyone looking to make the shift really utilize Shopify's ecosystem partners. Pattern specifically were really hands-on with us. They came to our office and they spent a lot of time understanding who we are as a brand. They were able to view it through the lens of the customer experience we were trying to achieve.
How has Shopify Payments improved the checkout experience for your customers?
On the retail side, of course, the biggest shift in checkout experience is that none of the apps are going down and that our team just feels a lot more comfortable with the interface. And so we're able to utilize other payment options. For example, utilizing Union Pay for our international stores has been really impactful. There may not have been a Paige UK store without Shopify because, when we were looking to expand into the UK, we knew that some of the challenges we had with our previous tool were not going to enable us to do that. And we were really looking towards international growth, specifically within the UK. And so we actually launched our first UK store on Shopify. And it's been great. We're able to manage different currencies and some other unique things about the UK versus the US. And so it's been really helpful for us. From a checkout perspective, online, I think the customer is able to identify Shop Pay and they understand how quick that checkout is going to be. That ultimately helped us increase our conversion rates online by 50%.
What insights did you have into your customer base that you didn't have before?
One of the most impactful things for us more recently has been first-time versus returning customers. Being able to see that as a very quick snapshot metric on a daily basis, but also on a monthly basis, has really opened a lot of doors for us. On the retail side, it helps us very quickly understand if the customer is returning or if it's their first time shopping. And that allows us to customize the messaging that we push to them and making sure that things like thank you notes and follow-up communication kind of mirrors what that customer's experience was. So for example, if we have a first-time customer, we may let them know about the care instructions. We may check in with them within 3 days. And if a returning customer, we may check in after 10 days. On the online side, we are exploring ways to utilize that data to customize the page for each customer. First-time customers may need a little bit of help navigating the fits. And returning customers, as you know, they know what fit they are, they know what they love, and they just want to see what new washes are available.
What advice do you have for others who are considering Shopify POS?
My advice would definitely be to make the shift. We really wish that we did it sooner, and also to just utilize Shopify's ecosystem partners to help streamline the process. I think also getting platform access in advance helped us pace out the work, which was important because we were also managing our previous site and our previous POS tool. I definitely think that making the shift as soon as possible, especially ahead of the next holiday season, would be really important.
Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great having you.
Of course, thanks so much.